Tom Addleman. He is our lead attorney here at Credit Law Center, and you've been here since just about opening, 2009, right?
That's correct. That is correct.
Perfect. And so, Tom, tell us a little bit about your legal team.
Well, we've got 4 attorneys altogether, and we've got almost, I think we're up to 8 or 9 paralegals now. And we're in a little bit of a specialty area here, and the consumer rights law is what we do. And by consumer rights, people always even get that confused a little bit. All it means is we assist consumers who are having problems either with their finances, their credit score, or even as simple as debt collector harassment.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about a couple of areas of that today and answer a few questions, right, that we've gotten. The first area is really just investigating the credit reports and the errors, because that's what we find most, right?
It's tremendous right now. Unfortunately, your credit report errors are prolific. There's some studies saying 1 in 5, some studies say 1 in 8 people have errors on their credit report. And those errors can keep you from getting the home loan you need, the auto loan, or even you're paying more for insurance or any other basically financial vehicle you purchase. So what we do is we go back and we investigate with the credit reporting bureaus to make sure the information on the client's report is accurate. If it is inaccurate, we ask them to either fix it and or remove it. If they fail to do so, then we institute a federal lawsuit against them.
Oh, really?
And the best part about those is obviously it's helping get that issue corrected. The consumers, a lot of times, by the time they get to us, they've tried to do it themselves a number of times and been unsuccessful. So what we are able to do is get in there with the power of an attorney and the law firm, make sure that these items are corrected. Part of that, under that particular federal statute, actually the attorney's fees are paid for by the opposing side, so our clients don't even have to pay us anything.
That's amazing. That's
It
amazing.
really
And really a mistake can cost a client sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in interest. And
see, that's what people fail to recognize. Even a half percentage point, or people in the industry get this, but half percentage point or 3/4% on a 30-year mortgage is going to be a significant amount of money.
Sure.
And that little old charge-off that shouldn't be on there, or even someone else's information, as they call it a mixed file or merged file, on your report can be just very detrimental.
Wow. So let's talk a little bit about old debts and collections you mentioned. So let's talk a little bit about those old debts and issues there.
You bet. As I said, as a firm, we get quite a few of these as well. What will happen is an old debt you may think is gone or you haven't paid on or even don't even remember will all of a sudden pop up. And the reason and with a lawsuit, and the reason they pop up is a debt buyer has bought that from the original creditor. Okay. Maybe the original bank, whether it be one of the major banks or a major credit card company. They'll write off your debt, and eventually it'll be charged off and then out to be bought. And by out to be bought is debt collecting companies will buy that for a percentage or even pennies on the dollar, and they'll turn around and file a lawsuit against you. So we jump in there and determine either if that's something that we think we can help the client settle the account and get it to where it's not on their credit report, or defend them on the lawsuit in court and try to resolve the matter completely by winning. And how we do that is just like I kind of describe it like the game of Clue. They have to be able to provide when they got the debt and how it has gotten to the point it is, and that they can properly sue on it. Because the debt collector is not the credit card company. So there's a big discrepancy in there in how it gets to court.
Okay. So. And you mentioned real quickly there about debt negotiation. That is a piece of what we do here. And sometimes I have clients that will ask, can't I negotiate it on my own? But with an attorney, isn't it a little more effective?
I would totally agree with that statement. Okay. We have some pretty good success with debt negotiation. The power of that is we're able to, as the attorneys get in there and deal directly, normally with the opposing counsel, the opposing attorney. We're not dealing with a debt collector on the line or someone managing their accounts. We're actually getting to the decision makers generally, and that's what really I think gives us an edge.
Attorney to attorney sometimes.
And then since we do utilize the purposes of a trust account to have those client funds in, frankly, the debt collector knows that we're not writing them a hot check or doing a payment plan of $84 a month for the next 36 months. When they deal with us, it's done.
I see. Okay, so that's why it's more. That's very interesting. So bad collections or bad creditors, are they out there?
This is by far the most entertaining part of our job as the attorneys here. What we get is a significant amount of debt collector harassment, and that can take a lot of forms. That can take sending a letter to you or to your employer. It can send calling your cell phone at all hours of the day or night, contacting your parents or family or friends. There's certain ways that debt collectors can collect debts, and the federal government mandates the procedures they're supposed to use. If they fail to utilize those procedures, then they are subject to a lawsuit. Really? And as that's another federal guideline, attorney's fees are paid for by the opposing side if we're successful in that as well. So that's another great area where we can help a consumer if they're getting harassed or they're getting something that just doesn't seem right, more than likely it is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act.
Okay, so yeah, the laws that are put into place that we leverage, obviously.
Right, and that's
use.
the whole point. These laws are for consumers, and there's just not many people, consumers, that know their true rights on this. And without sounding at risk of sounding cheesy, we really do. We're a full-service law firm who helps consumers with consumer-related issues, whether it's financing or incorrect items in the report, or being sued by a debt collector, or being harassed by a debt collector. These are such common things that people have to deal with, but yet there's not a whole lot of attorneys out there that have the resources or skill set to do it. And that's something we take pride in here at the Credit Law Center, is we know how to attack these items and how to protect consumers' rights.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's really all we do here.
Yes.
And so, to kind of reiterate that, it makes it very specific, and we're very intentional with what we do, because we don't.
Exactly. All the attorneys, we're not running, helping people with divorces and doing all that. We are kind of a one-trick pony, and we do what we know how to do, and I believe we do it very well.
Uh-huh. Well, gosh, Tom, thank you so much for your time. We
You bet.
really appreciate that. And just a little tidbit, of course, kind of a legal minute, if you would, on how we are effective and why we do utilize the law to help consumers with their credit. And as you can see, it's a lot more than just the credit report itself. Sometimes it does end up in the courtrooms, probably more times than not sometimes. So if you liked what you saw here, or if you'd like to know more information about our services, please contact the person that shared this video with you, and they'll be happy to go over things. Tom, thank you so much.
You bet.
And
Thank you.
folks, until next time, we'll see you soon.